Hi, good day to everyone. My name is Alvin Paramasevan from 2 BEKG2453. Today we will be talking about data communication and computer network. Definition of data communication. Data communication is the transfer and reception of data over a point-to-point or point-to-multipoint communication channel. Examples of such channels are copper wire, optical fibers, wireless communications channels, storage media, and computer buses. Definition of computer network is interconnectivity of two or more computer systems for purpose of sharing data. A computer network is a communication system much like a telephone system. Any connected device can use the network to send and receive information. In essence, a computer network consists of two or more computers connected to each other so they can share resources. The tasks in data communication and computer network. The fundamental task and purpose of data communication and computer network is to exchange information, which is done by following certain rules and regulations called protocols and standards. One of the examples are it reduces time and effort required to perform business tasks and also support organizations' objective in centralizing computer system. Next is the components in data communication. There are 5 components of data communication. First is message, the information to be communicated. Next is sender. The sender actually sends the message and the receiver receives the message. The transmission medium, physical path by which a message travels. Protocol, a set of rules that govern data communication. And next is the components in computer network. First is the network interface card. The NIC is a hardware component used to connect a computer with another computer in a network. Next is a modem. A modem is a hardware device that allows computer to connect the internet over the existing telephone. A router is a hardware device which is used to connect a LAN with an internet connection. It is used to receive, analyze, and forward the incoming packets to another network. A switch is a hardware device that connects multiple devices on a computer network. And lastly, a server and a client. A server is a computer connected to a network of other workstations called clients. Client computers request information from the server over the network.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Wafid bin Yusri, and today I will present about networking. In networking, we have a type of connections and type of networks. So we will go through one by one. The first is type of connection. In type of connection, we have point-to-point and multi-point. What is point-to-point and what is multi-point? Point-to-point is a dedicated link between two devices is provided by a point-to-point connection. Transmission between those two devices takes up the full bandwidth of the link. The majority of point-to-point connections employ a physical length of wire or cable to connect the two ends, but other solutions such as microwave or satellite links are also available as indicated in the diagram. So next we will see the multiple point. Multiple point is more than two distinct devices share a single link. The capacity of the channel is shared in a multi-point context, either spatially or temporally. It is a spatially shared connection if multiple devices can use it at the same time. It's a time-shared connection if users have to take turns. So now we will go to type of networks. In type of network, we have 5 types, which is the first one is local area network. The second one is metropolitan area network. The third one is wide area network. The fourth one is wireless network, and the last one is internetwork. We will go through one by one. The first one is local area network. It is also known as LAN and is meant for small physical regions like an office, a block of buildings, or a factory. LANs are often used because they are simple to design and troubleshoot. Local area networks connect personal PCs and workstations. Through LAN, we may employ many topologies such as star, ring, bus, tree, and so on. A local area network can be as basic as linking two computers to send information and network, or as extensive as joining a complete building. LAN networks are also commonly used to share resources like as printers, share hard drives, and other such items. Next is Metropolitan Area Network. It was created in the 1980s. It is essentially a more powerful version of LAN. It is also known as MAN, and it based on the same technology as LAN. It is intended to cover the entirety of the city. It might be a single cable or a technique of linking multiple LANs into a bigger network. It is mostly owned and run by a single private or public corporation. The third one is Wide Area Network. It is also as WAN. A WAN can be either a private or a public list network. It is used to describe a network that spans a broad area, such as a country covers states. It takes a lot of time and effort to design and maintain. PSTN or satellites links are the communication mediums used by WAN, and low data rates are used in WAN. So we go to the next one is wireless network. This concept of digital wireless communication is not new. Previously, wireless networks were implemented using Morse code. Modern digital wireless systems perform better, but the underlying concept remains the same. In wireless network, we have three types. The first one is interconnection. Interconnection system is the process of using short-range radio to connect the components of computers. The example of interconnection is Bluetooth, which is a short-range wireless network that allows numerous components such as a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and printer to communicate with the main unit without using the wires. So the second one is wireless LANs. These are the system in which each computer is equipped with a radio modem and antenna that allows it to communicate with other computers. And the last one is wireless LAN. Wireless LAN, a low bandwidth wireless WAN, is an example of the radio network used for cellular cell phone. This system has been passed down three generations, which the initial generation was analog and it was exclusively for voice. The second generation was all digital and it was for voice. Digital is third generation, which includes both voice and data. So now we will go to the last type of network, which is internetwork. The internet, sometimes known as the internetwork, is a collection of two or more networks. Internetworks are created by connecting two or more separate networks using equipment such as routers, gateways, and bridges.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Afizul Aidil bin Damsari, and now I will explain to you about network topology. So, what is the network topology? The topology of the network refers to how nodes, devices, and connections are physically or logically connected to one another. There are numerous methods to arrange and maintain a network, just as there are numerous ways to arrange and maintain a city. For example, ensuring that avenues and boulevards can allow movement between the busiest parts of the town. So next is physical and logical topologies are the two methods to network topology. The physical network topology refers to the network's real connections. Tasks like setup, maintenance, and provisioning necessitate knowledge of the physical network. The logical network topology is a higher level concept of how the network is built up, including which nodes connect to one another and in what ways, as well as how data is transferred over the network. Any virtual and cloud resources are included in the logical network topology. So there are many types of topology, which is First, mesh, bus, ring, star, extended star, tree, irregular, cellular, and hybrid. So the first type of topology is star topology, which is the most popular network topology. So every node in the network is directly connected to one central hub through coaxial, twisted pair, or fiber optic cable in a star topology. So the star topology have advantage and disadvantage. So the first advantage is easy to control the entire network from one location, because each node is connected to the central hub independently. If one fails, the rest of the network will continue function normally. And the second, reliable and secure network arrangement. The disadvantages of star topology is if the central hub goes down, the entire network falls down with it. Administrators should not have too many problems provided the central hub is properly controlled and maintained. And the second disadvantage for star topology is costly to set up and manage. So next is bus topology. A bus topology arranges all of the devices on a network along a single wire that runs from one end of the network to the other in a single direction. So the advantages of bus topology is cost-effective for smaller network, simple layout allowing all devices to be connected via a single coaxial, and number 3, more nodes can be easily added to the network by joining additional cables. And disadvantage for bus topology is if the cable experiences a failure, the whole network goes down, and the second, time-consuming and expensive to restore. So next is ring topology. The nodes of a ring topology are arranged in a circle or ring. The data can move in either one route or both directions through the ring network, which is device having exactly two neighbors. So the first advantage for ring topology is cost-effective and inexpensive. The second, the intricate point-to-point connectivity of the nodes makes it relatively easy to identify issues or misconfiguration on the network. Disadvantages for ring topology is the addition of more devices can contribute to overall communication delays. And the second disadvantages is the entire network must be taken offline to reconfigure, add, or remove nodes. So next is tree topology. The tree topology structure takes its name from the fact that the central node acts as a network trunk, with nodes branching outward in a branch-like pattern. Those connected to the central hub are connected to other nodes in a linear fashion. Thus, two connected nodes have only one mutual link. So the advantages for tree topology is easy addition of nodes and network expansion. And the second advantage for tree topology is straightforward process, as each of the branches can be individually accessed for performance issues. Disadvantages for tree topology is very expensive because of the sheer amount of cabling required to connect each device to the next within the hierarchical layout. And next is mesh topology. A mesh topology is a complex and intensive framework of point-to-point links that connects the nodes. There are two types of mesh network, complete mesh and partial mesh. Advantages for mesh topology is it is very reliable and stable. And the mesh topology also the complex degree of interconnectivity between nodes make the network resistant to failure. And disadvantages for mesh topology is time consuming to set up and incredibly labor intensive. Next is hybrid topology. Hybrid topologies are made up of two or more topological structures. Individual departments have specialized network topologies customized to their demands and network usage in hybrid architectures, which are most popular in larger corporations. The advantages for hybrid topology is the main advantages of hybrid structure is the degree of flexibility they provide, as there are a few limitations on the network structure itself that a hybrid setup can accommodate. Disadvantages for hybrid technology is the monetary cost to consider. when creating a hybrid network topology. And the next disadvantages for hybrid topology is hybrid topology explains and known how required on the part of the admins to keep everything function optimally. And last but not least is extended star topology. It's a sort of star topology in which one more networking device is connected to the central networking device directly. It appears to be a mesh of switches connected to a network with one central networking device in charge of the network. The advantages for extended star topology is the performance results are better, and the new devices can be easily added to the network and can connect to the central hub, and the network maintenance and monitoring can be done properly. Disadvantages for extended star topology is all nodes are connected to a central hub. It requires more wire, so it very costly. Second is leads to whole network failure, which can create a problem. And if the number of connected nodes increases, it will decrease the performance of a central hub and will create congestion in a network. So topology design related issues is the problem faces in topology design. First is cost of installation. Second is redundancy. 3 is reliability in single point of failure. 4 expandability or scalability. 5 switching, 6 routing, and 7 delay faces to the topology design.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Imran. I will present about network model. So, the network model has two types, which are the first type is peer-to-peer network and the second type is client and server network. So, we proceed to the peer-to-peer network. What is the peer-to-peer network? It is a network in which computers share data directly with each other without the need of the central server. How? The peer-to-peer network allows computer hardware and software to communicate without the need for a server. The peers directly interact with one another without the requirement of a central server. Now, when one peer makes a request, it is possible the multiple peers have the copy of that request object. So for the benefit and disadvantage, the benefit is it is easy to file sharing, reduce cost, and easily to adapt. And the disadvantage is difficult to backup the data as it is stored in different computer system and there is no central server. So the example of peer-to-peer network is the Zunlei, BitTorrent, UTeM, or Email and eDonkey. So let's proceed to the client or server network. What is client or server network? It is a computer network that uses a dedicated computer to store data, manage or provide resource, and control user access. How it works? The client relies on sending a request to another program in order to access a service made available by a server. The server runs one or more programs that share a resource with and distribute work among clients. And the advantage is backup network security is controlled centrally and users can access shared data which is centrally controlled. The disadvantage is specialist staff such as a network manager is needed, and if any part of the network fails, a lot of disruption can occur. So as the client or server network example is the web. If you make a search in Google search engine, then the browser again sends a request to the web server of Google and it will show search results in the browser. The next is phone call. Smartphone behave like a client and a mobile tower or mobile exchange behave like a server. Mobile exchange will process the call and connects your call with the destination person. Then the bank. A bank have web servers that contains all data of the customer. The customer is a client, and if it requests balance inquiry from his computer to the bank website, the bank website will display customer data by fetching data from the bank web server. And then lastly is printer. Now you send a request to the server computer that you want to access the printer. The server computer receive your request and provide you access to the printer. The printer will print your page. Next, to the networking technologies. There are many types of technologies. First is Ethernet. Ethernet is a primary standard communication protocol used to create local area networks. It transmits and receives data through cables. It facilitates network communication between two or more different types of network cables, such as from copper to fiber optic and vice versa. Next is Fast Ethernet. Fast Ethernet is a variation of Ethernet standards that carry data traffic at 100 Mbps or megabytes per second in local area networks. It was launched as the IEEE 802.3U standards in 1995 and stayed the fastest network till the introduction of Gigabit Internet. Next is Token Ring. Token Ring is a computer networking technology used to build local area networks. It was introduced by IBM in 1984 and standardized in 1989 as IEEE 802.5. It used a special 3-byte frame called a token that is passed around a logical ring of workstations or server. And the next is FDDI. FDDI stands for Fiber Distributed Data Interface. It is a set of ANSI and ISO guidelines for information transmission on fiber optic lines in local area network that can expand in run up to 200 km. The FDDI convention is based on the Token Ring protocol. And next, we will talk about application of networking technologies. The first is Hypertext Transfer Protocol (HTTP). It is an application protocol for distributed collaborative hypermedia information system that allows users to communicate data on the World Wide Web. Next is Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition, or SCADA, used to control and monitor physical process, examples of which are transmission of electricity, transportation of gas and oil in pipelines, water distribution, traffic lights, and other systems used as the basis of modern society. The next is File Transfer Protocol (FTP). It's a set of rules that computers follow for the transferring of files from one system to another over the internet. It may be used by a business to transfer files from one computer system to another, or websites may use FTP to upload or download files from a website server. And the last is Terminal Access, or Telnet, allows a user to remotely access a common shell on another computer. For the part 5, we will talk about network performance. What is network performance? Network performance is the analysis and review of collective network statistics to define the quality of service offered by the underlying computer network. It is the qualitative and quantitative process that measures and defines the performance level of a given network. It guides a network administrator in the review, measure, and improvement of network service. How to measure network performance? Network performance is primarily measured from an end-user perspective. Broadly, network performance is measured by reviewing the statistics and metrics from the following network components. The first is network bandwidth or capacity. Second is network throughput. Third is network delay, latency, and jittering. And fourth is data loss and network errors. For the first, network bandwidth. Bandwidth is the data transfer capacity of a computer network in bits per second. The term may also be used colloquially to indicate a person's capacity for task or dip to at a point in time. Bandwidth is measured between the 0.707 current amplitude points. The 0.070 current points correspond to the half power points, since P is equals to I times 2R bandwidth. Delta F is measured between the 70.7% amplitude points of a several region circuit. The second is network throughput. Throughput is the amount of a product or service that a company can produce and deliver to a client within a specific period of time. The term is often used in the context of a company rate of production or the speed at which something is processed. For example, if a packet with a size of 100 bytes takes 1 second to flow from computer A to computer B, we can say that the throughput between the two devices is 800 bps. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits, therefore 100 bytes is 800 bits, resulting in the throughput calculation of 800 bits per second. The third is network latency or delay. Latency is a measure of delay. In a network, latency measures the time it takes for some data to get to its destination across the network. It is usually measured as a round-trip delay. The time taken for information to get its destination and back again. The round-trip delay is an important measure because a computer that uses a TCP or IP network sends a limited amount of data to its destination and then waits for an acknowledgement to come back before sending anymore. Thus, the round-trip delay has a key impact on the performance of a network. Latency is usually measured in milliseconds. Lastly is data loss. Data loss occurs when data is accidentally deleted or something causes data to become corrupted. Virus, physical damage, or formatting errors can render data unreadable by both human and software. Losing files and documents often have a lasting impact on your company financial health.